In this video, we're going to learn some of the first steps to creating your very own food forest with the help of our friend, Carrie Brown.
What's happening, guys? Carrie Brown here from Strong Roots Resources. I am a land consultant, a designer, a homestead designer, and I'm going to help teach you guys how to form a closed loop system doing a food forest.
If you're asking yourself what a food forest is, well, it's what we're going to turn this field behind me into. A food forest is a sustainable and productive garden that mimics a natural ecosystem.
So far, we have struggled with a lot of gardening methods that require a lot of hands-on maintenance.
No good.
No. I don't know what could be eating them.
We are not giving up on some of the more traditional methods of gardening, but feel since a food forest offers a low-maintenance alternative, we should be exploring this method simultaneously, especially since we have someone here to teach us.
Before we go any further, I want to give a heartfelt thank you to foodforestnursery.com for sponsoring the beginnings of our food forest project. Their support means so much as we start transforming this land into something abundant and thriving. So what do you think about the trees that they sent us?
I couldn't be happier. Everything looks great. The packaging is wonderful. You can tell he's really taking care in digging these. When you get bare root trees like this, that means maybe just a day or two before he shipped this order, he dug these trees out. We got some sawdust because we kind of want to keep a fairly even moisture level on these roots. So he's done a wonderful job. I'm highly impressed.
Carrie helped us pick out the best trees that would work for our climate. Their knowledge, resources, and amazing plant selection are really helping make this vision a reality. So thank you again to Food Forest Nursery for believing in what we're growing here. So Carrie, what are we going to be learning today?
I'm going to show you guys how we lay out the initial components of the food forest, which would be the trees and the shrubs that we received from Food Forest Nursery. Why I helped you guys make certain choices on the specific plants themselves. Why we're orienting them a particular way within this space. Spacing, proper planting, soil care so that the tree and the shrub itself does well. And then we'll also get some into, even though there's things that we won't be planting today, there are things that will eventually be added that will cover all of these different vertical layers within the food forest. We'll kind of project into the future what else can be added in as this space is filled out.
I'm very excited to get learning.
So this is one of our elderberries, and this little guy will be a new plant. So you can see how elderberries will propagate themselves off of the root, off of the rhizome. I'm mainly showing this to praise our friends over at Food Forest Nursery. That's a good sign that this plant has been cared for and was dug at the appropriate time. It's not stressed, in other words, to see that new growth. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and form our guilds. And a guild is a kind of symbiotic grouping of multiple species. In this case, we're going to start with a tree and one or two shrubs, and that'll be one guild.
Is a guild basically kind of like the companion planting of each thing in a way?
Essentially, yes.
Essentially? Okay.
Yes.
Just another term, is that a term just specific to food forests?
It is, in the sense that there are symbiotic relationships between certain types of plants.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to try to kind of mimic here.
Is that so? Are these symbiotic relationships that you would see naturally in nature? Is that what we're trying to mimic, or are we creating our own natural ecosystem?
Actually, a bit of both.
Tell me what you need.
So somebody picked me out some kind of shrub to go with this mulberry.
Here's blackberry.
That's a blackberry. That'll work. That's one of the snowbanks. So cool. And that will go. That Asian pear will work. We can put those guys together for sure.
Pomegranate and Asian pear.
Yep. In this case, we can do a tall tree and a shorter tree, like one of the apples.
Or a fig or something. Okay.
Or a fig. Actually, a fig's a great option there.
So these trees we planted a few years ago when we first started the food forest. They haven't had much significant growth, so we're going to pop it out and take a look at the roots and see what's going on.
Well, it's rooted fine. Sometimes, if you said these were potted, sometimes if you don't untangle the roots well enough, they don't necessarily know that they're not in the pot anymore when you put them in the ground, but that's not the case here. It has taken damage from wildlife, so it's just my best guess is that the lack of growth is due to the fact that it's been stressed and it's had to put more of its energy into healing itself.
Okay.
and just staying alive versus growing.
Jess doesn't want to disturb the wildlife from being able to get into the food forest at all, or the garden.
I don't. I wouldn't mind caging around the trees or something, you know, to keep them safe while they're young, but once they get older and it's no threat to sharing it, I have no problem.
Maybe one of the pecans there.
We had a pear in this space last year that didn't make it, so it was actually blown over in a storm. So we're gonna replant another pear in that spot and see if we can get it to go. So right now we're just kind of trying to figure out where to lay these to kind of make it aesthetic, follow the contour of the land, and still be able to navigate it properly.
So one thing I like about a food forest is they require less maintenance as the years go on. Like, I thought I was going to be mowing this and it's going to be more landscaped, but that's not the case.
I don't do any mowing, so I don't care. So Carrie, could you tell us the difference between an orchard and a food forest?
Yes, so an orchard, number one, an orchard tends to be set up for commercial production. So everything is set up for maximum efficiency and human access and often equipment access. It also usually means that there are only one or two varieties. Like you will have, one will be like almost strictly several varieties of apples, or, you know, fill in the blank. A food forest is a lot more, it's definitely less efficient in terms of how we think about harvesting things for commercial production. But in the sake of with the sake of the food forest, we are looking at use of space from a vertical standpoint. So we're filling in lots of vertical layers. Today we're mostly doing trees and shrubs. We've got the root layer with the sunchokes, and we've got some vines that are growing in. But you know, eventually you guys will be able to add things like mushroom logs and more of a vining layer. We can plant certain vines like passion fruit right up against the bigger trees and let them climb. So
Sweet.
So more grouping, symbiotic relationships.
Will we be able to put perennial herbs and things like that?
Absolutely.
In nature?
Yeah, ground covers, strawberries, clovers, nitrogen fixers, comfrey, all that kind of stuff can go in as well.
Did you guys get that?
All right, so quick 101 on tree and shrub planting, and there's a couple of details that matter between what you're doing. General rule when planting bare root, make sure your hole is at least the depth and diameter of the root structure itself. You don't want to cram all this down in a hole. Take a few extra minutes and really make it match what the tree has produced. Elderberries are very forgiving. I mean, you can literally just plug cuttings into the ground.
So is there a benefit to planting this time of year bare root trees?
They're bare root, they're dormant.
Right.
They are resting. All they want to do at this time is to make more roots. As long as the soil is not frozen, we can do this. We can plant these bare root trees. It is the least stressful time for them to be planted.
Something really cool I wanted to share with everybody. Carrie and I are working on a documentary project together about food forests. Can't tell you much about it right now, but obviously I want to keep you up to date on everything. It's actually turning out to be really fun. Well, we got them all on the ground and it's looking awesome. If you're interested in getting some fruit trees, nut trees, native plants, vines, go to foodforestnursery.com. I'll leave a link in the description along with our code OffGridGrowing10. It'll get you 10% off, and it helps support the channel as well. But awesome company, couldn't be happier.
Now, what is this mulch made out of?
This
Carrie?
is about a 50-50 mix of broken down leaves and mixed wood chips.
Okay.
Softwood and hardwood wood chips that we make on the farm. We get drop-offs from a couple of tree guys, a couple of leaf pickup companies, and all this stuff has been aged at least a year at this point. We just kind of, my brother takes the skid steer and just mixes it all up a few times, lets it all break down. Just a nice all-purpose amendment.
Yeah, nice.
So is there any validity to those who say you shouldn't put cardboard down on the ground because there's toxins in the ink in the cardboard?
So I don't worry about it because soil has its own detoxification structure. It does it all on its own. When we have enough carbonic acid in place, any and all toxin gets locked up. Soil remediates itself, especially if we give it a little bit of help. Also, most of the inks these days, they're soy based. There's not lead, there's not anything like that in this stuff. And
so it's fine.
It's fine. Short answer, it's fine. I don't worry about it.
Okay.
If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. And it's kind of one of those things where, personally, this is my personal opinion here. If you want to get that picky, send me a picture of what your pantry looks like and show me what you eat, and then we'll talk about what's in cardboard that breaks down and goes away in under a year.
Right, okay. We've done a whole lot of planting today. It's looking good. I'm loving it. Just can't wait for it to be bearing food, fruit, nuts, berries, all that good stuff.
There's some for you.
Well, we ran out of leaves, but it's a good thing we live in the woods because I can rake up a whole lot more of them. This is a great start to our food forest.
Yeah.
How many trees did we plant today?
Over 30 probably.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is looking awesome.
Yeah. Very good.
Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, my friend. Glad to do it.
Yeah. This is going to be something that's going to be an ongoing project for years to come. So you're going to get to watch this grow as we grow as off-gridders and learning about permaculture, gardening, all this stuff. So we're all going to grow together. I love it. Barnaby.
They're gardening, Dad.
I know they are. I just don't want them to dig in an anthill.
Well, they'll learn real fast if they find one.
So a lot of folks, they want to know, like, we want the grass out of the picture at some point, or basically all these things that aren't an intentional ground cover.
Okay.
So, because ideally after a few years, mowing is not a thing in this area at all. Like in my food forest, one example is sheep sorrel. Great, low growing, perennial, edible. I eat it, the rabbits eat it, everybody eats it. I didn't plant it there, but I'm okay with it being there. So as things reemerge, ask yourself, what is this and this is, is this okay to keep, or do I need to keep suppressing this?
It's a lot of information to retain, but like I said, this is going to be an ongoing process, big learning experience. I think the rewards are
big food.
Yeah, the rewards are going to outweigh any difficulties we have in learning curves. So
look at your shirt, John.
What's on my
little
shirt?
Bunchies.
Listen, we worked hard today. We worked really hard today.
Did good.
And it's perfect overcast. So it was a great day for it, and the rain stopped just in time.
Yep.
So.
Really, and the small branches too. Small branches, especially stuff that I'm talking about what's already on the ground.
Mr. Carey, thank you so
Yeah.
much for your help. We
Glad to do
appreciate
it. Glad to do it.
Good to see you leaving with dirty hands.
Yep.
Hi, my friend.
Yeah. Glad to help.
Remember, Strong Roots Resources. If you need any help with land consulting or laying out your food forest or garden.
All things edible landscape design.
There you go.
All right. Thanks.
Love it.
Thanks. See you later. Good morning, everybody. Getting ready for some snow tonight. I got a few things that still got to get planted in the food forest. It just sucks that I woke up feeling like absolute crap. Congested, fever, all that good stuff. Oh man, climbing that hill was a little strenuous. When you're off grid, a lot of times being sick doesn't allow you for a sick day. There's still things to do. We got snow coming tonight. It's going to be 19 degrees. If I don't get these sunchokes planted, I'm afraid they might not make it. Okay. So planting these will grow sunchokes. Now, if you don't know what a sunchoke is, it's actually considered a survival food. They call it a Jerusalem artichoke, but I don't think it has any relation to Jerusalem or artichokes. Although it says it tastes sort of like a cross between an artichoke heart and a potato. Honestly, I didn't realize that sunchokes were a type of sunflowers. They're actually really pretty. Just an added benefit that they have a nutritious root. Hey, buddy. I got the cold sweats. I'm not in a good place right now. I think I'm just going to relax for a little while till Jess gets home. Hey. And you just want to be all up in my beeswax, huh? No, no kissing. No.
Now that we have a nice fall dough, typically I would roll this out and take all my time slicing and cutting each noodle out individually, but then I have invested in a pasta machine, so I can actually just kind of cut this into 4 pieces, run it through the pasta machine, and then cut it into pasta, and that cuts off so much time and energy and totally makes making homemade pasta so much more worth it. So there's the soup I've canned. It's only been about a week since we've opened a jar, so I don't think if it's gone bad or gone too bad, but I think I did it right. That looks good. It's almost so cold in here that the steam is quite a bit, but it looks awesome.
Your sweater is definitely comfortable.
Is it making you feel good while you're sick?
Yeah, it's comforting.
You can't deny the softness of that guy.
Nope. I need one for myself now.
Yeah, we'll try and find one from your size.
Oh,
Stop. Ah, Barnaby. Cookie.
Come on, Barbie, treat.
Sally will take it. Good girl. I got a whole pocket full. Oh. You don't even look.
Well, that brings us to the end of this week's video. We hope you all enjoyed it. This food forest project is going to be something that's going to be an ongoing journey for years to come. This is just the very beginning.
Generations, not generations.
Generations, that's actually true. Well, that's actually the best part about creating a food forest is we're building something that's going to feed generations when we're long gone. I'm loving it. And if you're interested in a $1,000 giveaway for your own food forest project, foodforestnursery.com is having a giveaway on Christmas Day. If you go to their website, you'll see how to enter.
I hope one of you win.
I do.
It'd be awesome to start nurseries, food forests alongside one another.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, we hope you have a happy holidays. We will see you next time. And remember, keep growing.